news about Joe Biden's campaign isn't so much what he's saying, and if you notice, he's sort of slurring a lot of his words. It's nothing spectacular. No, the real news about Joe Biden's campaign is how laughably small his crowds are. Now, this is something you're not going to see in the mainstream media. In fact, the pictures I'm about to show you, I had to get off of social media, primarily Twitter, people taking photos, whatever. So that's the big news, is how pathetically small. I mean, I'm absolutely positive he even never came close to even having 1,000 people in his audiences at any of his locations. Most typically, it's anywhere between 300 to 500. And be generous, I think maybe when he was in Pittsburgh or Des Moines, Iowa, maybe a little bit more, but definitely under 1,000. So let's take a look right now at starting with Pittsburgh. Let's see what his that was his kickoff campaign, where his campaign kicked off. So let's take a look at just how small the crowd size was. All right, here we are at Joe Biden's kickoff campaign stop in Pittsburgh. And is it at the stadium? No, it's at the Teamster Union Hall. And really, I mean, come on, this is supposedly the leading Democrat, and this is it. This is it. Very small. Notice how they had to pack the crowd with firefighters or relatives of the firefighters union. That's the firefighters union. Imagine how small this would be without the firefighter union participation. Okay, next we're going to go to his next campaign stops, which were in Iowa. Now, the biggest venue there was in the capital and also the largest city of Iowa, Des Moines. So let's take a look at starting with Des Moines, at how small it was, and we'll take a look at some of the other cities in Iowa he went to, and also even smaller crowds. And here we are in Des Moines, Iowa, most populous city in the state and the capital. Now, this is very interesting. Look what they did here. Do you see here? You see that? It's sort of like they partitioned it off. There was not enough people to even fill whatever room this is in. And so they had to partition it off. It looks like here some sort of, is wall still a bad word with the Democrats? Let's just call it barrier here, or some sort of sign barrier. So this is it. Now, how many people are here? Maybe 400. You know, if we're kind, we'll give them 5. But nowhere near 1,000. And this, by the way, is the biggest crowd, as we're going to see, that Biden got in the entire state of Iowa while campaigning there. Oh, this is even more pathetic. I mean, look at this. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And it looks like, I don't know, from those yellow shirts, are those also the firefighters union people there? And red shirts. I don't know what union those are, if that's even a union. But, I mean, this is pathetic. I mean, I think this crowd might, if we're really generous, you know, there might be a few people off to the side that we're not seeing, but I'll say 200 at the most. This is so... And you're not seeing this. You're not seeing this in the media. You see these banks of cameras up here. They're focused in on here, so you have no idea when you're watching this videos of this. You have no idea of just how incredibly small his crowds are. I mean, laughably small. And now we're in Dubuque, Iowa. Dubuque. This is also a pretty small crowd. I'm thinking maybe, could we be generous here? How about we give them 300? Okay, I'll give them 400. I'm going to be, this is not quite as big as The one in Des Moines, it's also very, very small. This is pathetic, and obviously they're not even filling all the way to the back of the room here. So another very small crowd. Here's another here's another view of the Dubuque rally. Now I don't know what do they do. I mean, let's be a little gentle here, but do they bring in people from a elder care facility, whatever? I mean, not much energy in that crowd there. But look here, it's like almost like the Biden staffers said, "Oh no, we got to get young, energetic person, enthusiastic in the front." So here she is. Woo! We're for Biden. Don't we have the energy? Yeah, that one woman here does. But look at everybody else. It's like I'm wondering, do they have now? Now, one way to get crowds is always to have a nice little meal, like maybe snacks and hot dogs or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know if they shelled out for that, but that's one way to get a crowd. You'll always get a crowd if you got free food. So that would be interesting for somebody out there to research that. What kind of chow, if any, is Joe Biden providing? It would have to be pretty good chow for me to even show up. So this is actually a funny picture. This could be, this so far is my favorite Joe Biden campaign picture. Kind of just says everything. So here this stage, it has to be staged enthusiasm, like wowie. All right, next picture. And finally, we're in Iowa City, Iowa. And as you can see, another small crowd seated with the yellow-shirted firefighters union people and their relatives. So again, very, very less than impressive. And finally, we're going to go to a gym room in Columbia, South Carolina. That's where Biden was over the weekend. It was at the Hyatt Park Community Center in Columbia, and it's basically a gym. So first, we're going to see his grand entry as he enters the gym or the community center, whatever you want to call it, and then we'll take a look at a picture of the crowd size. And here's Joe Biden over the weekend in the gym. Look, it is a gym, also known as the Hyatt Park Community Center in Columbia, South Carolina. Also, again, very, very less than impressive. Again, I'm guessing here, 3. Okay, we can give them 400. People in the crowd. Again, just a reminder, not even close to 1,000. It's just very, very unimpressive. So there you have it. The crowds are pathetically small. And you're not going to get the mainstream media, you're not going to see them pan the camera around to show you the crowd size. Now, the mainstream media also doesn't pan the crowds that show up for Trump rallies, but that's because they don't want you to see how big it is. With Biden, it's just the opposite. The media refuses to pan the crowds with their cameras because otherwise you'll see how pathetically and laughably small the crowds are.